about the future. If you look at our roster today and who we have, we feel like we position ourselves to be incredibly competitive against the best teams in the NBA. And if you're a fan of basketball, I'll just throw that out there, you have Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and either Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively as your starting five. That's going to put fear into a lot of teams in the league if we can get going.
Are you scared? Because I'm not scared. Stephen A., that was Mavs owner Patrick Dumont defending Dallas's decision. Does he have a point, S.A.?
No, he does not. He doesn't because there's a fan base you have to pay attention to. The reality is that as constructed last year, they were in the finals. They were in the finals. If you're going to make a move, at some point in time, maybe the president of basketball operations, GM Nico Harrison, can't say so. Maybe Coach Jason Kidd can't say so. But you as the owner can definitely say, look, you're asking me to invest in a dude that we had no control over, had his own medical team, did what he wanted to do, when he wanted to do it, how he wanted to do it. We didn't feel like there was level of control. We exercised, and you might be comfortable giving up over $300 million to somebody, you know, who's already exercising a level of control that makes us uncomfortable paroling our own product. But I'm not. If you had said that, even as turned off as your fan base could be, in the crevices of their own mind, they could go home, whether it's by the barbecue, the kitchen table, the living room, or whatever, hanging out with their peeps and going like this. I'm going to give up $300 million and relinquish total control. We may not like it, but we could comprehend it. But when you try to explain away trading a 25-year-old superstar, global iconic basketball figure for somebody 6 years older who has an injured history, albeit not the last 2 years, that's pretty hard to sell, particularly. It's not like he said this stuff, y'all, the day the trade took place. Oh, no. This is after Anthony Davis then goes down in his very first game in Dallas. This is after Kyrie Irving tears his ACL. This is after Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively have been out. Okay? So, and you having lost 8 of 10 games. To say it then just doesn't make any sense.
Why are we doing this today to Dallas? Well, I don't know what.
I know.
Steven's never going to carry Texas now. This what are we doing to Dallas today? Steven, let me say
They love me in Texas. They love me in Texas.
And by the way, I love Texas, too. I love Dallas. I love Erykah Badu. I love the show Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about the Dallas Mavericks. That was the most ridiculous statement of all time. Now, again, Steven, this is like the second time where it's like the person talking doesn't know that words matter. Like we talked about it earlier with Lawrence. Now, the words matter. Now, if he had simply said, I believe we can have a formidable team. Let's have a conversation about formidable, Dallas.
Fair.
That is a conversation to have about what Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis could do together when healthy. But fear? I don't know if you've looked around at what's happening in the NBA right now, sir, but I don't think that team is striking fear into anyone.
Yeah, it felt a little out of touch. Marcus?
Yeah, he off. He off with it. I think it's a really good team that can compete at a very high level, but he's off. But to Stephen A's point, which is the most valid one, you don't make those statements after you lose Kyrie to ACL and Anthony Davis is injured. That's the damn problem that the Mavs fan had in anyway, is that they didn't think Anthony Davis was going to be healthy enough to garner what you think you can garner in order to make this Luka trade look like it was something that moved this organization forward. Because we all know this. We've been in sports. Championships change everything. If this team was to win a championship in 1 or 2 years, Mavs fans would be like, well, that was a okay decision. And we not as pissed off about it anymore. But you also can't bet on the fact that Anthony Davis is going to be healthy enough over the period of time that you need him to be in order to win a championship. You also lose Kyrie Irving, who was the face of your franchise once you let Luka walk out the door, who we all know how phenomenal Kyrie Irving is. I go to these games. I sit courtside. I look at this team play. Kyrie Irving, y'all, is revered in Dallas. The Dallas Mavericks fans love Kyrie Irving. Kyrie has been phenomenal since he's been here, played at a very high level. But I'll tell y'all who they didn't love him more than Luka Doncic. And the fact that he's in LA now, and both of your superstars, both of the guys that you betting on winning a championship or having the opportunity to win it is not healthy. And might I remind everybody, before I pass the mic again, Luka had 45 last night for the Lakers. And we having this conversation. So I'm going to leave it at that. These people, you traded away what these people thought was their best chance to not only recreate the Dirk Nowitzki years, but to actually win a championship. Y'all better get it done, because if you don't, buddy, it's going to be desolate in American Airlines.
Well, I will say this. This is only my last point. There is a winner in all of this in Dallas. There's a winner. It's the reporters. Because Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and Patrick Dumont. I mean, if you're in Dallas, you talk about the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, to listen to him speak and then think about Jerry Jones and think about Stephen Jones. I mean, just buckle up with some of the stuff that might come out of these folks' mouths. I mean, it's just that simple. And don't get me wrong. If everybody were healthy on the Dallas Mavericks, y'all, they could have made a run. They could have made a run. Yeah. The problem is you anticipated they wouldn't because Kyrie, to a lesser degree, and Anthony Davis have injured history. You understand? They have injuries in their history. So you were anticipating the absence of staying power that you embraced in favor of a superstar, global, iconic basketball figure with a career 28-point per game scoring average, who just finished averaging nearly 34 last year, took you to the NBA Finals, and oh, by the way, he's 6 years younger at least. That's the problem.
Yep.
Peter?
I'm glad you brought that up, Steven, because I just was reminded of how disappointing it was when we found out that Kyrie got hurt. We thought we were on the precipice of something special.
Yeah.
I really thought this team could go on a run and gel. And then, instead of just thinking about when will the Lakers play OKC, we were all fantasizing about that Lakers Mavericks series, and we were robbed of all of it. So the timing of bringing this up, Molly, it's just a bad look.
And Molly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Molly, they've lost 8 of their last 10.
Yeah.
And their claim to fame right now is that they've got a 2.5 game lead over the Suns for a potential play-in spot. And oh, by the way, not only is that happening, but they're saying, you know what? We haven't ruled out Anthony Davis and Lively and Gafford and those guys coming back in pursuit of the play.
Right.
Really?
He was trying to do damage. It was damage control gone wrong.
You know what else?
What it was.
You know what else? Because I have become very fond of the Dallas Mavs. Another point that, and maybe you've talked about it, Stephen A. Peter, maybe you've talked about it. These fans also revered Mark Cuban. And in their mind, this is something Mark Cuban would have never done. So it's not only they dealing with a new ownership group who they don't really know or trust at this point, which that trust has basically been severed now that you get Luka out of there. Also, you're dealing with the basketball side of the guys that you were supposed to bring up to a certain level not being available to play. I think the caveat of Mark Cuban not being a part of this ownership group as well anymore has put even more of an onus not only on Nico, but when ownership makes statements like this, the governor.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting point, especially from an inside guy in Dallas like you there, Marcus Spears. Hey, Swagoo, I'm told you're dismissed.
I'm out, yo.
Marcus, we need you on the show more, so you need to figure that out.
You did good.
I will be.
I don't care if you need to do it from home.
You did good.
Just make it happen, okay? All right, thank you.
I don't need. Hey, listen. I don't need that from you. I don't need that from you. I'll text you later.
What?
And cuss you out. Because you'll be cussing me out about something in about 35 minutes anyway. Don't tell me I did good in front of everybody.
That's right.
Pete,
What we do.
it was good seeing you, brother.
Good seeing you,
I love you,
Swagoo.
Molly.
All right, bye, Swagoo. Say hi to the fam. All right, coming up, who should start next season?